Another important piece of evidence comes from the mitochondrial DNA research on the origin of domestic dogs in the Americas. This research shows that dogs in the Americas were originally domesticated from wolves in Europe or the Near East and not from American wolves. A paper was presented by Dr. Jennifer Leonard and colleagues at the 5th International Ancient DNA Conference in Manchester, England in July 2000. At the time, Dr. Leonard and colleagues were academicians at UCLA, in the Department of Organismic Biology, Ecology and Evolution. Since this is an extremely important paper, let's take a few minutes to analyze it in detail.
If you are going to analyze something in detail, you don't just analyze an abstract, you go look up the actual stuff.
In the abstract of that paper it was stated that, quote, "The archaeological record suggests that dogs were domesticated 12,000 to 14,000 years ago in the Near East or Europe, and that they were present in North America by 9,000 years ago. Mitochondrial DNA sequences from pre-Columbian dogs show that these animals have the same origin as Eurasian dogs. There is absolutely no evidence of either African, South Asian or Indian dog DNA suggested in these papers."
Like I said before, if you are going to analyze a subject, find out as much as you can on the subject. So an abstract doesn't cut it. When Dr. Leonard was actually contacted, she forwarded an updated copy of her studies. A 2002 version which superseded the 2000 version. Ancient DNA evidence for Old World origin of New World dogs. First let us quote the abstract. Mitochondrial DNA sequences isolated from ancient dog remains from Latin America and Alaska showed that Native American dogs originated from multiple Old World lineages of dogs that accompanied late Pleistocene humans across the Bering Strait. Bering Strait? What? Not across the Atlantic Ocean with solitrians? One clade of dog sequences was unique to the New World, which is consistent with a period of geographic isolation. This unique clade was absent from a large sample of modern dogs, which implies that European colonists systematically discouraged the breeding of Native American dogs. Our phylogenetic analysis suggests that minimally, about 5 founding dog lineages invaded North America with humans as they colonized the New World. The large diversity of mtDNA lineages in the dogs that colonized the New World implies that the ancestral population of dogs in Eurasia was large and well mixed at that time. Consequently, dogs, in association with humans or through trade, spread across Europe, Asia, and the New World soon after they were domesticated. Key point to remember, European solitrians were an intensively artistic people. They painted the animals they encountered. No drawings of dogs have been found. Now, in the same issue of Science that Dr. Leonard's study was published, there was another article. In fact, the article directly preceding it. Genetic evidence for an East Asian origin of domestic dogs. Quoting that study. Greater than 95% of all sequences belong to 3 phylogenetic groups universally represented at similar frequencies, suggesting a common origin from a single gene pool for all dog populations. A larger genetic variation in East Asia than in other regions and the pattern of phylogeographic variation suggest an East Asian origin for the domestic dog, around 15,000 years ago.